everyone, welcome. I'm Gina, a results-driven mindset and business strategist.
And I'm Vino, a nurse entrepreneur who provides employment services to businesses and individuals around the world. We are Success Sidekicks.
And this is The Business Bench. Welcome.
Welcome.
Today, we're giving you a behind-the-scenes look at our own business journeys.
And we'll talk about how we build our businesses, the lessons we have learned, and how we can apply them to your own success.
Hit like,
Subscribe,
and drop your questions in the comments.
we'd love to hear your questions and we'd love to answer them in our next episode.
All right, let's help our audience get to know us a little bit better. So Vino, tell me a little bit about yourself, because you didn't start out in the US. How did you get here?
Okay, so it's gonna be a long story, but I'll
Shorten it just a little bit.
Yes, I promise I'm gonna make it short. So I moved here during pandemic. I'm a registered nurse. I'm a registered nurse in the Philippines. I was born in the Philippines and I moved to New Zealand when I was in my 20s. It's actually by luck when I moved there. It was only 100 people are allowed on that visa and I was chosen for that visa. It's called working holiday visa. Then I'm a registered nurse in Australia as well. But I was young. I feel like I want to do something else. I feel like US, America, the sky is the limit. So I want to move somewhere else.
Absolutely.
So I moved here in the US during pandemic. And
That was brave.
yeah, it was. It was scary because a lot of my friends were telling me, don't go to America.
Oh, I bet. Especially then.
Especially in New Zealand that they don't have COVID back then. But yeah, I'm very happy here in America. So I'm living in Sacramento, Northern California. I've been a nurse for a decade now. Not decades, but just decade. Yeah, I'm still young, okay?
Yeah, I know.
But
aren't you in your 20s now?
yeah, but young entrepreneur, I'll
Yeah.
say. And then I did start my business 2022 and it's growing and growing. And then a lot of my staff, we actually started just 2 staff and that's
Oh, 2
it.
staff.
But now we're a lot now. I'm proud to say that through guidance of, you have to read a lot of books, especially related to business. And it's because they're gonna help you, especially for me that I'm in the nursing industry. It's different work. How about you, Gina? Can you tell me a little bit of your...
I have not scaled the world, but I also had fidgety feet.
You've been traveling
I
to
have,
Hawaii
yeah,
every year, so...
Yes, absolutely. I love Hawaii, obviously, and Aloha. However, I've moved throughout Sacramento and its region a lot. I've been in every single area of Sacramento. I love it. Born and raised in this area, grew up with my family, have an older brother, and up and over the hills, so very close to Sacramento. And then I landed here, and I love it. It's like this little hidden gem.
Sacramento.
It is so great. There's a lot to do here. And it's funny because, when you tell other people, oh, this is capital of California, but in this area, in this region, we're kind of known as Cowtown. We're not quite Cowtown anymore, but we used to be covered
Really?
in...
I did not know that.
We're known as Cowtown.
Cowtown,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, because we were covered in fields. That's what it used to be here. A lot of fields. Now there's homes everywhere. Not a lot of people know what is here. And when you live here, there's just so much to do. We are very close to everything.
When did you start doing business, or how did you start to be a business consultant?
That's a great question. So I've always had a business since I was a kid. And actually, I was talking about this yesterday at a friend's gathering that I was at. And my best friend growing up, we had businesses together. We cleaned homes, we babysat, and definitely a little embarrassing, but the business story that I tell is we had an NSYNC fan club. I know, but it was great, and I was so embarrassed to tell people that, but as I realized what we did and how we did it, I'm like, gosh, we were little entrepreneurs. We created a website, we went into chat rooms, and we talked about the website. We would say, hey, have you heard of this fan club? And we would send them there. We'd go to concerts, take photos. I'm sure this is totally not, professional trademark and all that, but we would take photos, print the photos, and then mail people back a membership card and a photo and other things as
You're
well.
a little businesswoman.
Yeah. They would send us $8 in mail, and that's what we would do.
Wow. I think I have a similar story.
Yeah, tell me about how you got into business.
When I was a kid as well, I'm really business minded. I don't know if you're familiar with a phone called HTC.
No.
They called HTC before as something that's gonna be Apple, but it didn't happen. But they're the one who started the hotspot. And I was the first one had it because my dad works in Saudi Arabia and then they get the easy access to the newest phone and stuff. So the hotspot, I asked my classmate if they want Wi-Fi. They have to pay. I think I'm a businessman as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely. It's ingrained in us.
That's right. And also, this is really funny. During my college years, we have this thing so-called pinning and capping. So after you finish your sophomore or second year in nursing, it's a little graduation that they're gonna do a pinning and capping, and then you're gonna go to third year because you're gonna do clinical rotations.
Oh, wow.
During that time, my classmates were like they need the shoes, so white shoes, because we're nurses. So the female nurses, they have to wear all white and white shoes with heels and stuff. So I went to a wholesale shoemaker, and then I bought a bunch of white shoes and then sold it to my classmates. And then yeah, and then my clinical instructor was like, "Oh my God, they're so uniformed."
It was the same.
With the same shoes, and they liked it.
They love it.
The school liked
That's
it,
incredible.
but I didn't tell them I sold it.
Yeah.
That's
Didn't know it's a secret. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I love it.
If you're a business-minded person, you are really a business-minded person.
I've heard similar stories with other business colleagues that I have. Being a kid and selling candy bars or magazines or whatever, always selling something.
Starting a business is hard, but you're putting a seed, you're planting a seed to grow. You're not gonna get it straight away. You're not gonna get money, earn money straight away, and business is not for everyone.
That is very true.
It's not for everyone.
Let's talk a little bit more about business and how we got started in the industries we're in now. How about you start? You have a virtual assistant staffing company. How did you transition, or how does it work with being a nurse entrepreneur?
I started my business during pandemic, as I mentioned earlier, a time when the world is facing a lot of challenges. And that was a time that starting a business was hard as well. That's why I thought of maybe I should start something that can be done virtually. And that was revolution of technology. 2025 right now is AI revolution and technological revolution, so people will need to adapt to changes right now. Like many others, I witnessed a lot of frustrations. I was working as a nurse, but going back to the business, it was hard because I was new, but I started a company for staffing of nurses. However, there was challenges between immigrations after pandemic. I added up virtual assistant services, and it's growing right now rapidly.
That's incredible. So you pivoted because there was a need to do so, and found a way to continue growing your business while still making it relevant for today.
That's right. Also, I thought of a mom who wanted to work at home, but they couldn't go to work. So I thought of maybe it's a way to help people. Even when I was young, I wanted to help others get a job. Yeah, so that's how I started my virtual assistant company.
What a great story.
Yeah, it's just random thought that maybe I need to do something that I can help other people get a job. That's it. I landed as an employment service company.
Oh, very good.
From nursing. How about you, Gina? How did you start your business consulting?
Business consulting. I've always had a business on the side. I worked in the state for a long time, but always still had something going. And then in 2015, I ended up focusing on just working with other business owners. And I started in marketing. I had a real estate agent friend that needed help with her marketing. And I really quickly realized that I wasn't just doing the marketing. I was building the whole business. I was focusing on the whole thing. From there, I branched out and started getting inquiries about, well, can you help me with this and help me with that? And I said yes. It went from marketing myself, my own companies, to helping other people market, and then helping with all 4 pillars of business success, which is mindset, systems, branding, and marketing. So the whole thing.
One thing about Gina is the first time I met her is her charm.
Oh.
you can say you can never say no. It's because she's a very nice, charming person, and I know she's very knowledgeable. And for you to succeed, you have to make sure that you're with the right people. It's not all the time they will lead you to the right way, you know.
Yeah,
So
it has to be a good match.
that's why you align yourself with good people and business people. What are the key turning points that lead you to your success?
One big turning point for me that I now focus on is when I added mindset to my coaching. And there are a lot of people that are talking about mindset, and there are also the same amount of people not talking about mindset.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have this idea that it is woo-woo.
What is woo?
Woo-woo is like spiritual and kind of like meditation
Oh,
that kind of stuff, which I absolutely do. However, I use mindset in the clinical sense. We look at how the brain functions and what your brain focuses on, and we use that science to shift your mindset to be more focused focused, driven, action-oriented, and results-oriented. When I added this, working with the mindset, into my business coaching, I saw dramatic differences in the results of my clients. Yes, we do strategic coaching and strategies and systems and all that stuff, right? Looking at numbers. But when I started including mindset work and my magic notebook process, I really saw the results of my clients skyrocket. And it made things easier. And that's what it did for me. And I was very, very happy to see that that's what it did for my clients too.
I believe on that. I agree that, you know, this saying that what your mind can see, your body can achieve.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's absolutely mindset. It's mind over matters. Always remember the magic of mindset. With all the years of experiences you had in the business, what are the biggest challenges you've overcome so far? And number one piece of advice that you can give to all business owners out there?
That's a great question. I would say the biggest challenge that I've overcome and that most of my clients experience from time to time is feeling like you are alone. A lot of entrepreneurs or business owners, you know, it's hard to make the same connection with staff members because it's not their business, it's not their company. You're having to push yourself alone. That is the biggest challenge. And how I overcame that was really stuff like this. Finding other people like me, joining different groups, and it
Like-minded people.
Yeah, like-minded people. And it's been networking groups, it's just been other women's groups that I'm part of, and then finding key individuals like yourself that really get me and understand what I'm going through. Because as a business owner, we have decided to do something that a very small portion of world population does.
I agree when you said that you feel isolated.
Yeah.
It's because sometimes I feel that too with my staff. I try not to micromanage. It's because it's our business. We have to make sure that everything is this and that and everything is done and dusted. But we have to realize as well that they have their own way of doing it. And challenge is, for me right now, is to clone myself. I need to clone myself so that my people thinks like me. We need to be one. There's a lot of networking group. Gina mentioned about a networking group, so I joined a networking group as well. And they will help you because they are business-minded people. They are the people who can understand you.
Yes.
How to navigate or succeed in your business.
The message here is that when you're feeling isolated, know that you can reach out. That is one of the reasons why we're here and we're doing this. It's to help support other business owners. We don't want you to stay in that feeling of isolation. It's important to get up and take a step forward, and we're here to help you do that.
And before we leave, what is the deal with this bench?
The business bench. The bench symbolizes being in this together. Our channel is about community, sharing insights, and helping each other move forward together.
For your information, guys, when you say business bench, it's actually a gathering where business owners share insights, ideas for the business to succeed. Thank you guys for watching. Like,
subscribe,
and comment on our channel on what are the next topic you guys want us to discuss.
And next episode, we will share the top 3 challenges business owners face and what to do about them.
Stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.